So I wanted to firstly welcome you to my YouTube channel. Thank you for coming for whatever reason, whatever brought you here. So I just wanted to make this video to kind of introduce myself and provide context for some of the things that I'm going to be talking about in my videos, my vlogs, etc. and just give you a little bit of insight and explanation to my life. So my name is Cheyenne, or Chey as is my nickname, and I've chose to identify with this channel. I am from Malaysia, and that seems odd to say because I never used to identify this way when I was living in Malaysia. So I was actually born in Attleboro, Massachusetts, and I lived in Dedham for 7 years. And then I moved to Malaysia to be with my mom's side of the family because her parents were getting older and, you know, she had spent a lot of time abroad, so it was time to go back home. And so we packed our bags and moved across the literal globe to Malaysia, which sits right on the equator. It's in Southeast Asia, and it's literally summer all year long. My hair was insane, as you will see, and it was just like a crazy time, but I loved it and I would never change anything about it. So I went to an international school in Malaysia, and that's a crazy kind of lifestyle. I'll make another video about that. So my favorite things about living in Malaysia were that it had amazing food. It was so great. It was summer all year long, so it was kind of like being on summer vacation like forever, at least in the climate. So I went to an international school, and just a bit about me, I was, you know, that nerd. I was in student council, I was in the drama club, I did like National Honor Society, all of those things. I was like everywhere on the campus. But my biggest passion was dance. So I was on the dance team for all 4 years of high school, and we always did this awesome show that was a 20-minute long show, and we prepared it all year, and we had a showcase at something called Cultural Convention, and I'll go into that another time. But it was literally my whole life, and I loved it so much. I'm not the best dancer, but you know, it was my passion, and we always told a story during our dances. At school, my last 2 years of high school, I did the International Baccalaureate, and for anyone who did the IB, you know what that's like. It's insane. And so it was the most rigorous program that I've ever seen, and basically you're doing like low-key like college level courses, and you're in high school, you're balancing, if you're me, you're balancing all of these extracurriculars and extra commitments and trying to get good grades. And I was that kid who had a billion highlighters, took colorful notes. It was like artwork. I literally loved just making pretty notes, but then I never got the grades to show for it, so it was kind of frustrating. Something that I really cherish about my time in Malaysia was that I had so much time to spend with my family. So my family is huge, literally insanely huge, and I was so fortunate that we had family dinners almost every night, at least growing up, and I got to spend time with my grandparents, my uncles, aunties. Like, we were so close, and I was really proud of that and really cherished that. But I think I didn't understand how lucky I was to have that until I moved away from home. So speaking of moving away, I think deep down during college applications, I knew that I wanted to come to Boston because it was, you know, where I was from, at least what I thought before. And so I wanted to come back to Boston, so I applied to literally a billion schools in Boston. There's like a ton. And then I got accepted to Northeastern, and I came here. So yeah, I'm actually a graphic design and media screen studies combined major, which is something that's really cool about Northeastern. And I'm currently a 4th year, and I'm doing a 5-year program because of our co-op system. So I'm actually on co-op right now, and it's just wrapping up. And so that means I've been working full-time for 6 months. And it's really great to get like real life experience, etc., etc. Won't go on forever about that. I had this crazy cultural existential crisis, and that's like a whole other topic that I could go on for hours on. But basically, I really wanted to find an Asian community, and I was missing, you know, the roots of where I came from and people to relate with, and I just didn't know where to find it. And that actually led me to join a sorority. And like I said earlier, I was like a huge nerd in school, at least not in an academic sense, but in like, you know, nerdy sense. And, you know, I love that part of me. I would never change it. But anyway, so I never expected myself to join a sorority. But it changed my life. You know, I've met my best friends there. It really provided a sense of community for me. I'm able to put on events to inform my community and educate my community on things that I've faced, on things that Asian Americans experience. We even had the Asian Boss Girl podcast on campus because of my sorority. So that was awesome, and I wouldn't change anything about joining this sorority. So why did I start this channel? So I've obviously, as a millennial / Gen Zer, whichever you wanna, you know, put me in, obviously grew up on YouTube. I loved the OG British Squad. Like, they were so funny, they really inspired me. But I wanted to put my own spin on it. I was actually really inspired by a video from BuzzFeed, and it is Kane asking his mom questions about her life and about, you know, the things she experienced. And I was so inspired, because even though I couldn't relate to her experiences as an immigrant and as someone who had to flee her country, I, for the first time ever, felt represented. You know, she was speaking Cantonese, but she had a Vietnamese accent, and I just felt so connected, even though I had no relation to what she actually experienced. And I realized that that's what I was missing on YouTube. And like I said earlier, like, I had this whole cultural existential crisis that I wanted to feel heard, and this video provided that for me. So I've been wanting to do this for a few years now, but you know, I was just scared. I was afraid to get out there, put myself out there. I was scared that, you know, my friends would make fun of me. I was scared that no one would like my content, or that I wouldn't do it right, or, you know, I was scared. I was making excuses, and I was scared. But, you know, here I am now, and, you know, my main goal, I don't want to get famous. I don't want to be an influencer. I don't really care about that stuff. If it happens, cool, great. My main goal is to just help people feel heard, you know. I have so many unique experiences as an Asian American, as somewhat an international student, even though I was born here, as a third culture kid. You know, there's so many things that I've experienced in life, and sometimes I feel really alone in those feelings and experiences, and I just wanted to share those things, and maybe one person out there knows exactly what I'm talking about. And if I can connect with that one person, then my goal is achieved, and I have, you know, that's success for me if I can just relate with one person. So if you're that person, welcome, and I hope you enjoy my stories. Maybe things are a little different for you, but you know, I just wanted to shed some light on my life and share what it's like to be me. What is the name of my channel? So I wanted to explain that a little bit, because it's very unique to my life. So like I said, I grew up getting to hang out with my family all the time and go to dinners and stuff. So one of the things that really defined my life in Malaysia was that I had coffee time, tea time with my aunt and uncle, who lived in the opposite apartment in the first apartment that I lived in. So every night, or most nights when we could, we would go over to each other's houses, bring coffee or tea, or for me, Milo, and we would just have a chat, hang out. It would be a great time for my mom and her sister to kind of catch up. And actually, my uncle is kind of the main inspiration for my creative career. So he was is a photographer, and I was always just fascinated by the photos he could take and his lifestyle, you know. And he also just has like amazing life experiences. And I think like he kind of defined me in a way, and he's taught me a lot of the things that I know today. So I just wanted to kind of pay homage to that part of my life, because it was such an important part of my life. And it's something that I miss, you know, being close with my family. So yeah, that's why my channel is called Cofftea Time with Chey. I am Chey. So welcome, and I hope you stick around. Make sure to subscribe and, you know, turn on notifications. I don't know, all that jazz. Like, do whatever you want to do. I can't tell you what to do. So yeah, I'm just really excited. Bye!